Hi, I'm Adrian. Yesterday I made top 32 at YCS Birmingham. Got 16th after Swiss, went 10 and 2. Shoutouts. So first I want to shout out the boys. Batu for giving me cards, Aldin for giving me cards, and my brother Domi for always traveling to events with me and just like being the most helpful brother ever. And yeah, obviously all of the other boys, you all know who you are, and let's get into the profile.
Top 32.
Yeah, top 32.
Yeah.
So I played Pure Ryzeal with Breakers. It's a list inspired by Santoli, but I definitely made some changes to it. Aldin helped me build the deck for the most part, so shoutouts to him for that as well. So for the Ryzeals, I just maxed out. I think there is no question about that. You just need to draw them. One of the biggest loose cons of this deck is not drawing a starter, so you need to play max of all of them, and then also played 2 field spell. So first, you don't want to banish your only copy of Desires, because without this card you don't have any grind game. And going first, this card is like the most absurd card in your deck. It's better than Crossout would even be, because if you have Crossout, you can just hit the cards you also play, but if you draw your target, like your only nib or something, you can't cross out them anymore. And with this, you're just always safe. There's no way to play around this. They can't ever nib you if you have this. And then the one note, of course. Then for consistency, we played 4 pots. I think there's just no debate. As I already said, breaking is the biggest loose con of this deck, so you just should max out on consistency as much as you can. That's why the deck is also 40. Then for non-engine, I went with a kind of mix of breakers and hand traps, but the hand traps that I do play are 3 Ash and 3 Imperm. You can hold these hand traps for your turn and always stop something in this format, because Ash can always stop the Fiendsmith trap, and it can also stop either Whitebinder banish effect on your turn, or the trap to banish, which is what you're gonna do the most for the most part. And Imperm can always like stop a bow in draw phase or something, or just hit the Griffin directly, or just negate Detonator, right? And even though they probably have twins under it, I play so many more other breakers that if I force it once, I can use another breaker to beat the Detonator once and for all. And then for, I think, the best card of the format, it's 3 Slayer. This card is completely absurd. Even into Maliss, where it's not even that great. If you play Bucephalus and Grua, which I did do that, it removes a threat and gives you a draw. And it's not even once per turn, so you can just, like, this card is just insane. And even if you go first against Ryzeal, they're never going to kill you. And if you just hold this for turn 3, you just always clear the board. So this card is really good. And then the other best card in my deck is Melotronus. If Ash didn't exist, this card would just be the best card ever, but yeah, sometimes it gets ashed. But this card is really good. And then 3 Book. So this card is mainly a going first card because it forces through your Detonator, but it's also strong going second because, I mean, against Ryzeal decks you can just force the Detonator, or just if you have Imperm plus this, you Imperm it first, they pop it, and then you book it, and then they don't even have cross negate if they didn't make Duo plus Detonator. And against Maliss, you can either dodge hand traps with this, or you make a Exoton Knight, and usually they'll just like hold Imperm or something, and then you just flip this, and even if they have like 3 Imperms and 3 Veilers in the hand, you don't care anymore because this just makes the Exoton resolve. So this card has been pretty good for me. And then we played 2 Thrusts and 2 Talons. I'm usually a fan of playing 3 of these cards, but if you play both and pots as well, I think it just gets too bricky, especially going first. So I was happy that I never really drew lots of multiples of these. I think I drew 2 talents once, but I think I just heartbreak with that hand anyways. And then Call By and Duster. The Duster is just for thrust. I really wanted to have this in the main because people just set tons of back row in this format. And Call By is also just a card that works going first and second. You can always Call By something. Against Pure Ryzeal, you can just hit Twins or something. And for the other decks, it's pretty obviously good. Then for the extra, we played 2 Detonator, 2 Duo, 2 Twins. This card is completely insane. And then Dweller is mandatory. Exciton is also mandatory. This can also hit Light Fiends with Metaltronus, but I had something else for that as well. And Dugaris. So these are the only rank 4s I played, and I think they're the only ones you really need. If you don't want to make Blind Dweller, or you play a matchup where Dweller isn't good, you just make Dugaris and draw 2, and draw into your broken non-engine post-sighting. And you can also use this to kill, I think I OTK 2 people with this. So yeah, this card's also really good. And then Aggregator and Typhon. I was debating playing 2 of this because of the Slayer and the Metaltronus, but I think 1 is just completely fine. And Typhon, even though this deck locks you and you don't play any hand traps to normal summon, this just comes up way too often in grind games where you have to auto detonator. So I think you have to play Typhon in this format. And then for the other cards, I play Garua plus Bucephalus for Slayer. This is basically only for Slayer. I did actually hit Desiree with this once because it was just summoned off Aghanim Day. And I think I sent this like 4 times or something, so I don't regret playing this at all. And then for the bit more wacky ones are these 2. So this can Exciton hit any Light Fiend, but the main reason I play it is for Caesar and for a Bow. But yeah, this never came up. And SP is also here for Metaltronus, so that I can SP Metaltronus SP. But it's also here so that if I summon something of Metaltronus or Talons take something, I can like do something with the body. I know it doesn't come up a lot because you're probably locked at that point, but I just wanted something for that. And yeah, that's kind of it. And then for the side deck tokens, I cited the 1 plugin, which I know seems pretty weird, but I wanted another card for going first, and for some matchups, I wanted another way to generate a push going second. Just like matchups where engine is really strong, like rogue matchups. That's why I cited this card, and going first is just really good. Makes your combos a bit better. And then the best card in the side deck, I cite Lightning Storm into every single matchup because everyone cites strikes, sets imperms. There's just so much back row. So this card is really good. Then 3 Dark Ruler. This also helps beat the rogue decks like Mermail, Crystron. But I also cited into Pure Ryzeal and into Maliss for the books. So yeah, this card's been fine. I think I drew it like once or something and it was okay. So yeah, this card was fine, I guess. And then Bell. This also for Maliss, but I'm not sure if I would play it again. I think I drew this card like once against Memento and it won me that game, but I don't know. I think Ben Kreutzkamp said something pretty nice about this, that like people play infinite Bestials right now, so even if you stop the binder with Bell, they probably just have a Bestial and push through the Bell anyways. So I'm not sure if you should play this. And then 6 Solemns. I think these cards are just amazing right now. You cite them into every single matchup going first. Yeah. that's it for the deck. I think the deck is really good. It performed pretty well. On day one, I went 8-1, and I should have gone 9-0. I just misplayed the last round. So yeah, I think the list was pretty good. I think Pure Ryzeal is definitely better than Mitsu Ryzeal right now because people play tons of Bestials and just target that deck pretty heavily. So I think Pure Ryzeal has a lot of advantages. Yep, that's it. Bye.